So I'm gonna chop things, peel things, shred chicken, you know, that sort of stuff. Now for all of the planning of this video, I'm using my Recipe app. This is really coming in purchase for the recipes that have been doubled. So this is really a game-changing app. Have something, you can remove it, or if you need something, you can add it. I needed milk, so I added that to this Monday evening, and then you can click add on a date and just select dried out and crispy. Chicken broth and water, and in the water I mixed in some. Alright, this is gonna be my garlic. Might as well get comfortable because I'm gonna be here for a while. I realized I could have saved it. They'll work fine. I have a bunch of diced carrots here. I have a bowl full of garlic. This was a pain to do. And I'm just looking over my notes and my plan for tomorrow, trying to come up with like a game plan. I have some of my ingredients laid out over here for what I'm going to start with tomorrow morning, because I'm going to start with the easy stuff first. I still have a little bit more chopping to do here. I need to also pulse the breadcrumbs, finish those, and shred the chicken. So I'm going to do all that tonight, clean this kitchen, go to bed, and get started first thing in the morning. Processor was very full of breadcrumbs, and I thought this would be able to pulse them really easily, but it didn't really work out too well. Apparently I have to take out my blender instead. I didn't want to drop. Maybe. Well, shout out to my Uncle Sir mixer. It worked. I'm just going to keep all the chicken in this pot right here, and have two more things to do. Before I clean my blender, I'm going to grind up some Parmesan cheese so I have some ready for tomorrow when I make meatballs. Alright, now I'm adding what is equivalent to 2 cans of beans. Yes. Some tomatoes and 2 tablespoons of tomato paste per bag. And for the seasonings, I did 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, a half teaspoon of pepper, and a teaspoon of salt. I'm adding I have a family of 6. So we're starting off with 4 oranges. I'm going to get the zest of 2 oranges, and then I'm going to get the juice of 4 oranges. I was tempted to add more oranges to this recipe because without getting helpers today. So I'll take about half. Yeah. Now I'm going to see if I can get it all mixed together. There's no good way to do it. Okay. I probably could have separated that into 3 because it's like a lot of marinade, but we're So, I'm going to seal these up. In the freezer. Okay, over there? Okay, I'm using stasher bags, which are reusable. They're not, you know, super fun to clean, but I'm trying to use less plastic where I can. My kids are taking apart the house, playing different games, and so delicious, better than any meatball I've ever had. And I'm just gonna stuff that little cube of cheese into the inside of the meatball, and then we'll get that in the oven at 400 for about 15 minutes. I've made in a while, so I'm excited to share it with you guys. It's a really comforting meal, and this recipe is specifically for the food. Do this because I had a little bit left over. And once that's nice and golden, you can add in your garlic. I'm doing about 6 cloves of minced garlic. Now I'm coating it with 2 tablespoons of flour. You could use more flour here, maybe 3 or 4 tablespoons if you want it thicker, but you might have some issues as it's cooking in the Instant Pot, so I like to start with just 2 tablespoons and add that as it's heating up. And then it'll be a thick, creamy sauce, and I'll serve it over pasta. We've had never ends. from scratch takes more time than grabbing something from the store, but it's a priority. Me in my kitchen as I embark on a full day of prepping real food that's ready when you need it. Grab your coffee and let's get started. Thank you to Thrive Market for sponsoring this video. Today's going to be a lot of work, but I think it's also on the stove and melt a 1/4 cup of salted butter, brown sugar, and honey. We're going to create a syrup of rolled oats. Mix it up really well. You want the syrup to get all over everything so it's nice and sticky. This is how the granola bars are going to hold together in them, so I'm happy with that. I have started what I call a messy plate, so utensils that I will likely be using again and don't want to wash yet, I keep on that plate. So now I want to thank Thrive Market for sponsoring this video. If you guys haven't checked out Thrive Market yet, now is a great time to do so with back to school season here. They are currently offering their biggest back to school sale ever with 25% off all back to school bestsellers like lunchbox staples, snack packs, and on the go bites. For me, this is making today's meal prep a lot easier. You may have